Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Legends of Tomorrow episode 6 video. Just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. If you have any friends that haven't started watching Legends of Tomorrow yet, this is the episode you need to show them, especially if they're big Arrow fans. They're probably going to eventually try to do the same thing with Flash characters, so we'll see like the Tornado Twins, the children of Barry and Iris from the comics. Maybe we'll see Bart Allen this way. And as shitty as they found the place, it did seem like they left on a very hopeful note. Like, okay, let's power all this shit on. We got some villains to take down. So let's do top 5 WTF and I'll explain Easter eggs as we go along. There were a few minor changes from the comics, but I totally love the way they changed things. Starting with number 5, Green Arrow No Man's Land. If you're not familiar with it, No Man's Land is this big Batman storyline where Gotham City is destroyed and essentially walled off from the rest of the United States. There's a state of emergency. It turns to complete chaos. It's kind of like a mixture of Arrow Season 1 and what they did during Dark Knight Rises, Bane taking over the city and blowing up all the bridges. Now, in this case, it's Deathstroke. In the case of the episode, Grant Wilson, Deathstroke. And in the comic, the disaster is caused by an earthquake. So imagine a city rocked by the undertaking if they were to wall it off. It's a really good example of complete chaos. So Star City 2046 is kind of like the DC Comics version of John Carpenter's Escape from New York, which is an awesome movie. Opening Connor Hawke WTF is really just a carryover from last week's episode, so we'd already seen it. But surprise, surprise, he doesn't know shit about any legends. So on to number 4 WTF, Heatwave and Captain Cold are in Disneyland for criminals. They end up at a bar that looks kind of like a foundry, and Heatwave goes total rogue. I love how Captain Cold is off in the corner falling asleep at the table. They did a really good job of building tension between those two characters. Captain Cold is slowly on the path to becoming a hero. Heatwave wants none of it. He has that Joker mantra of just wanting to watch the world burn. So with the way they left things between the two of them, it seems like either Captain Cold is going to have to take Heatwave out permanently, or Heatwave is going to have to chill. Give me all your hot and cold puns. Heatwave, zero chill. Number 3 WTF, Connor Hawke takes them into the old Arrow Cave, the new Arrow Cave that is now the old Arrow Cave because we're in the future. We see a bionic arm that looks like it's modeled after Ray Palmer's technology, and out of the shadows walks Old Man Queen. Put down the bow, John, you're embarrassing yourself. Speaking of which, number 2 WTF, Connor is John Diggle Jr. This is so awesome. It's a change from the comics. Connor was Oliver's son in the comics. I love that they made him Diggle's son. And they don't say anything about what happened to Diggle's daughter. When Oliver says, they're gone, it's meant to be ambiguous. You could read it either way. Some of them are dead, they're probably dead. But some of them also fled the city when Deathstroke, Grant Wilson, entered with his army. Speaking of which, when Oliver tells them where to find the tech that they need to fix the Wave Rider, he drops a Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams Easter egg. Always love their shoutouts. It's a long-standing tradition to use comic book creators' names as street signs. So anytime in Arrow they say a street name, it's probably an Easter egg for a comic book creator. And finally, number 1 WTF, Rebirth of the Green Arrow. Although technically he passes the mantle to Connor officially. Good shooting there, John. The name's Connor. Whatever it is, it's also Green Arrow. That's him officially passing the mantle, even though now they're going to exist in this Batman Beyond situation, like where Bruce Wayne is a mentor, but he's an old man, so he's not quite as quick as Terry McGinnis, so he gives the mantle to him. He's the one that runs around in the suit. So you guys can write all the Batman Beyond, Arrow Beyond fanfic you want now. I know a lot of you are wondering about Grant Wilson from the comics. He has 3 children in the comics. There's Rose Wilson, the first Ravager. There's Joseph Wilson, which they mentioned during Arrow Season 2, so we know he exists on the show somewhere too. His name is Jericho in the comics. He's a different character that was part of Teen Titans for a brief period. Then there's this arc during the New 52 where Grant Wilson, Slade's other son, tries to kill him, but ends up becoming him. So he becomes the new Deathstroke. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite moment from the episode? You know, just the idea that Felicity became the new Ray Palmer, Oliver Queen with one arm being this grizzled old Bruce Wayne type character, mentor to Connor Hawke, who is Diggle's son. That was actually probably my favorite part, finding out that the new Green Arrow was John Diggle's son. But it'll be interesting to see how they address this whenever they go back and they see Oliver during present day, during 2016. Will there be any jokes about post-apocalyptic Star City 2046? There were some parallels between this episode and when Barry and Team Flash went to Earth 2. Martin Stein had that speech where he's like, even though this future isn't real, it's real for Sarah. Just like, Barry going to Earth 2, that was not his Earth, that wasn't his reality, but it was still real for him. So I know a lot of you are wondering, there is a new episode next week. There will be space pirates, and it will be awesome. So even though Arrow and Flash are on break for the next couple of weeks, there will be new Legends of Tomorrow episodes every single week. Which actually reminds me, congratulations to this week's DC giveaway winner, Edward Noel. Be sure to private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. There'll be all kinds of bonus videos next week, so I'll start a new round of the giveaway next week. My next DC video will probably be a trailer video for the next episode of Flash because they had their first female speedster on the show. It is going to be bad freaking ass. And just to address it, I didn't want to talk about it too much because I wasn't a big fan of it, but the subplot with Jax and Ray Palmer competing for Hawkgirl, it really wasn't a competition, and I felt like it was a little unnecessary. I think they just wanted it to lighten the episode up. Everything just felt so serious for most of the episode. They just wanted something to balance that out, just so that the whole episode wouldn't be a total bummer. So I totally forgive them for that, and thank God that that's not going to continue to be a thing. All said and done, this was my favorite episode of Legends of Tomorrow. Just in general, I think everybody does want to see Legends of Tomorrow interact with the other Arrow Flash characters more. Even though they want it to be its own show, we will still continue to see a lot of things from Arrow and the Flash from those different shows. So if you really like running into old Oliver Queen, running into John Diggle Jr., we'll see stuff like that for the Flash eventually too. The other really big news today was the Daredevil Season 2 trailer. If you guys haven't seen that yet, you can click here. It has a whole bunch of Elektra in it. They confirmed who Iron Fist is going to be. I talk all about it. And you can click here for all my favorite times Batman killed someone in the comics, just because they're talking about the Batman v Superman R rating. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.